This scenario shows an example of a telephone conversation with a vaccine-hesitant mother.
Hello Nikki, it's Michelle from the Health Centre. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
And how's Georgia doing?
Yep, she's fine.
Nikki, is it a good time to talk now? Would you like me to ring you back later?
No, at the moment it's fine. George is asleep at the moment, so it's all good.
Oh, good. I'm following up about Georgia's immunisations. I noticed she hasn't been in for her 6-week IMS yet, and I was just wondering if you had any concerns about that or problems getting to the doctors?
Well, actually, we haven't kind of made up our minds whether we're going to have her immunised. We've heard lots of bad things, and so we're still just thinking about it, really. So we're not actually going to get it done yet.
I understand. It's a big decision, isn't it? And really important to get it right. Can I ask you where you've been looking for the information?
Yeah, I've been asking my friends mainly, and also doing, I guess, a few searches on Dr. Google. Seems to be where everybody searches these days.
Okay. The thing with the website, you know, there are some really good websites out there, but the problem is that you might have a parent who feels that they have a child that's been badly affected by an immunisation, even though they might not have done. But if they believe that, they can be quite passionate about it. And a lot of them will set up a website which will encourage parents not to vaccinate their children. And there's one particular website that's more popular, but it uses a doctor who's actually a micropaleontologist. So she studies fossils, but you wouldn't know that. You would just assume that she was a medical doctor. So I presume you've got an email address?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, I can send you an email with some websites that are recognised by the World Health Organization and will provide you good evidence-based information on vaccines so that you know that you're looking at good quality websites.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, if that would be helpful to you. Have you got a copy of the childhood immunisation leaflet?
Yeah, I think I picked that up. What does it look like? I can't kind of remember. I picked up a whole lot of things from the GP, but if you could explain that to me, that'd be great.
Okay, it's a yellow and maroon coloured leaflet, and it should have been in your bounty pack that you got from your midwife. Have a look through there. Otherwise, I can send you a link to that website, to the website that will have that on as well, or I can pop a copy in the post to you. But on the back there, you'll find a phone number and some information on the IMAC website, which is set up for New Zealand parents. So that might be helpful for you as well. Can I ask you you say you've heard some bad things. What's your biggest concern about immunisation? Is there any sort of one thing that sticks out for you?
Well, I've heard there's lots of really nasty things in them, like additives such as mercury and formaldehyde, and that kind of scares us.
Okay. Well, first of all, I can assure you that there is no mercury in any of the vaccines that we give to babies. So there used to be, years ago, really, really tiny amounts, but that was removed from the vaccines years ago. So your baby, when they come for their 6-week IMS, will not get any mercury derivatives at all. Chemicals like formaldehyde, which was the other one you mentioned, are used in the making of some vaccines, but they're actually used in the processing, and not all vaccines, just a few of them. What's left in the vaccine at the end of the day can be measured in parts per billion, really tiny amounts, but they have to be listed on the data sheet which comes with the vaccines. So parents latch on to formaldehyde. It sounds really horrible. And they, and sort of make a big thing out of that if they're looking to be anti-immunisation. But formaldehyde is actually all around us. It's in food, it's in textiles, and it's actually necessary in our body to make some proteins and DNA. So, like many of these chemicals, very tiny, there are safer levels and unsafe levels, and formaldehyde may be in some vaccines, but it will be in tiny amounts. There's a really good leaflet on the IMAC website about vaccine ingredients, and again I can send you a link to that or send you a copy of it with the email that I send you.
Yeah, that sounds good. I feel it's sort of a little bit better now that I've talked to you, but I do think that we do over-vaccinate our kids a little bit these days. I feel that it's just vaccine after vaccine after vaccine.
I agree, it does, doesn't it? But it's really quite interesting because when we vaccinate children, as we've added more and more vaccines to the schedule, as we've been able to make more vaccines and protect against more diseases, you would think that you're challenging the immune system more and more for these little children, but actually, because we've got smarter and smarter at making our vaccines, so there's actually a lot less antigen, which is what the immune system recognises in the vaccine, in the vaccines that we give now, in vaccines that I would have had in the early 1960s, because we've just got much smarter. So these antigens, which is what the immune system responds to, when I was vaccinated as a child, there were literally thousands of antigens in the vaccines that I received. But what we give the children today, there are actually less than 100 antigens in there. And our body responds to antigens constantly from the moment we're born. And you know, when babies come for the 6 week immunisations, it's been estimated that your baby has already responded to about 6 million different antigens, and we're just going to give them, you know, another 70, 80, something like that. So the immune system has this amazing capacity. So although, you know, as I said, we vaccinate against more diseases, but we actually challenge the immune system less now than we used to. Could you just give me your email address?
Yep, sure. It's nikki.simpson@gmail.com.
NICKY
Yeah.
.simpson, SIMPSON @gmail.com. Okay, would you like me to give you a ring in a few days, or would you like to make an appointment to come in?
No, give me a call, I think.
Okay, well, it's Monday today. How about I give you a ring on Thursday? How would that sound? Will that give you enough time?
Yep, that should be great.
Okay, Nikki, I'll give you a ring on Thursday, and if you've got any questions before then, feel free to give me a ring.
Okay, thanks. That'll be great.
Right then, take care. Bye.
Bye.